You think you're in alignment because you burned sage and sat still. Law doesn't reward the quiet. It rewards the man who strikes while still grounded. Think you can sit there and you can burn sage and you can do your little crystals and your meditations, go outside barefoot. You heard namaste, I heard bullshit. The route to the ascent that you're looking to have must be, yes, structured by law, but you must move. You do not have the privilege of sitting in one spot and not moving and thinking that the world's going to bend to you. You may ascend into your timeline quicker and you may break the gap or the delay. That still doesn't mean that you're gonna get the reward of having your timeline when you want it because you burned the sage, sat still, and said Om. If this hits hard, grab the Unruly Blueprint right now. Links below. Then come back and watch this full message. Don't forget the masculine edge. To get the vibration, to get on the vibration, continue to live in rhythm, get the correspondence of what my mind is thinking through mentalism, polarize rooms and make sure that I'm the opposite of what I'm trying to leave behind and get into. There's one major piece there that you're missing, which is how it all comes together. That alignment that you have, you can be aligned because you stayed still, but you're not gonna get the outcome. You still live in a material world. We can't forget that piece of movement. While yes, we will reject the civilian man to the fucking day we die, we cannot forget that we are in a material world and what we're trying to gain in the next timeline is material. However, it's gained through law. We no longer chase it. We command it. But just because the words change and the way your positioning changes in your brain and your energetic field does not mean that you get to sit still. You must move. I understand your spiritual guru told you that you should be able to stand outside and ground yourself and roll your crystals in your hand and bun your sage till the fucking cows come home. But if you're not moving, you're gonna go nowhere and you're gonna sit there and be aligned. But you're going to be a passive aligned male. And that is not what we're looking to have here. You want to be a man that can sit in his masculine energy and be able to attain the abundances that he can get, but we have to move to get after it. We can have all the timeline goals that we want. We can get the timeline. But to get to the timeline, you have to prove to the realm that, okay, cool, I believe in y'all enough that I'm going to put forth one foot after the other, even though I know I may not secure it at the rate in which I'm familiar. Because the way the civilian man operates is not the way the lawful man operates, but the two of them still must move. Ritual is preparation, not payment. Most men confuse rituals for spiritual currency. Listen, while yes, the physical and the spiritual realm are together and they copy and they mimic each other. So every move that you do here, you are doing in the spiritual realm, right? So if you're doing your rituals, while yes, you are fortifying yourself spiritually, what you must do in the physical realm is move forward towards the timeline that you're looking to have. We speak about the vibration of getting on the same vibratory frequency as the timeline that you're looking to ascend into. We are doing all the purification work by staying still and being neutral and creating a structure so that the abundance, when it comes through our own actions, we can then hold it and not leak it out everywhere. But the one thing we cannot do is sit in these rituals that we do non-stop to fortify ourselves spiritually and then think that we're just gonna gain the money, gain the status, gain the material without movement. The spiritual realm and the things that we do in terms of our rituals are to break up interference as we go towards the timeline. And a lot of us get that fucked up. We do so much work in the ritual realm, in the ritual parts of our routine. We do our meditations, we write in the journals, you do the namaste, you might do your candle work, you might do mirror work, you might say all your decrees, but you're not getting the return that you're looking for because you're not moving. Movement must be had. You're clearing the interference spiritually so that when you do move, you garnish the results that you're looking to get way more easily or effortlessly. And the rituals realistically are giving you the clairvoyance so that you can see what the fuck is going on. You ground yourself so that you block out the noise, so that when you enter the space of business and strategy, that now you can understand, hey, okay, that deal's not gonna work. That doesn't align with me. That's not a part of my business. I can't fulfill that. Instead of trying to take it on like the civilian man would. Because the civilian man is doing it for what? Ego and possessions. You are doing it because you live in law and you are commanding a doctrine. So your ability to live out that doctrine will give you and grant you the gifts to understand what is moving in front of you so that when you do move, you make the right step. This is not a fucking hall pass to chill out. You can't just sit there and think that, ooh, I'm gonna meditate. Ooh, I'm gonna chill out. Ooh, I'm just gonna do my rituals because, hey, the spirit world is gonna drop the materials in front of me. No. The spirit realm is going to move all the spiritual shit, the noise, and all the interference, and all the heavy energy that you might experience. But they're not gonna lift your fucking foot. They'll bring you right in front of the water and see, okay, now that you're tired and you're overwhelmed and your body is now in a state of neutrality, will you drink the fucking water? Will you be fucking brave enough to put your head down towards the water and get what you need? Or are you going to sit here because we brought you to the lake, you think we gonna hand feed you? That's what you thought. No, we're not. We're gonna allow you to do exactly what you wanted to do, but you have to make the effort in making sure that you go get it. Because you weren't meant to live in some cave doing rituals and spiritually aligned and, ooh, now I feel the energy from the earth. No. You're supposed to go in there, figure yourself out, get grounded, understand, get the clarity, so that when you come out, you can come out wielding fire, not as a civilian man that doesn't understand himself and lives for ego and materialistic things, but for a person who lives in doctrine in alignment with law to wield all of the material things that come with walking in law. I know we've been talking about law, living in law, get rid of this, get rid of that, but live in law, make sure you're living in law. I understand that. But that was only a preface to the next step, which is making sure that you interject movement. Next point, I think I'm gonna have y'all out of here early, bro. Stillness is filtration, not a business strategy. You go silent to remove noise, but if you stay silent, you go invisible. You must present yourself to the world. And that doesn't just mean post your content and talk about something relevant that you want to talk about, that gains a lot of attraction. Even if it was polarizing, you still need a structure, a back end to handle the influx of abundance that is now coming to you. But you also have to go out and get it. It doesn't just work there. You can speak or you can showcase what you have or your skill and you know it and people value that skill, but you don't go then play the same game that you're trying to win. I want you to know that if you're living in law, yes, the field is watching you. It is watching your every movement. You are under heavy observation, but they only fund movement. It will only fund you as far as you're looking to go. Are you willing to go get it without neediness? Without trying to be a savage? Hustle. Are you going to make sure that you don't put too much importance on the final destination and allow them to show you the way and give you the right connections? Or are you going to stay in place because, oh, I don't like living in this physical realm because it's all about bullshit? Your fucking duty is to fight it by living in law and expressing your skill set and your value to the world so that the world may gain an understanding of what you bring to it. Because without movement, we lose as a collective, as the divine man, because too many of y'all sit back and chill out. I don't know what your business model is. I don't know what gift you have for the world. I don't know what your soul contract is, but I certainly understand that if you're a masculine man who lives divinely through law, you better be able to fucking move. The laws are observing your ability to go after what you want, and all they're doing is moving the fucking bullshit out of your way so that you can walk correctly. And that is the point of your purification and staying silent, so that you can remove the noise to understand the path. That doesn't mean they're gonna push you or you're just gonna get a free pass to chill out and they'll bring you like a fucking escalator. You have to prove yourself worthy by movement. They will clear every obstacle in front of you as long as it's not benefiting you and your progression. They will move it out of your way so that you get to the timeline because you've done the work. A lot of you may be watching this video and you've already passed your purification test. You've gone through the hardship. You've understand the trials and the tribulations. You've stayed in silence long enough. You've beat yourself down to neutrality. So now that nothing excites you, that you will not extend any sort of emotional change or reaction to anything that comes to you now. So you've passed the test. You've passed. But now it's time to stop reliving it. I don't know if you find satisfaction in reliving the test. I don't know if you find satisfaction in the pain. I don't know what that is, but you have to understand that once you find alignment, you must start moving immediately. Because the longer you wait, the longer you are showing the realm that, okay, this man is aligned, but he's not moving. So now we're not gonna invest in a stagnant vessel. The vessel looks perfect, but the vessel is not being pushed out to shore or into the ocean, so that the wind can pick it up and push it to where it needs to go. And that's your job. Your job is to get up, see what you have to do, and go after it non-stop. As long as you're staying in law and you're making sure that everything aligns still and you're staying grounded no matter what the benefits, no matter what you garnish or what you lose during the process, you will get everything that you need to get to that next timeline. The realm has no benefit in making you suffer longer than you need to. So now you need to get out of your own head and start making headway. Start moving. Because it's the only thing that's going to get you to the timeline. And sometimes it's just that gap. That little leap I talk about, that little 5-foot leap when your full capacity is 20 feet. You have to get out of the stagnation of sitting there and saying, fuck, I have to jump now, or I have to move, or now I have to do something that I'm not used to. And just do it. You're light enough now. Your purification stripped you of all the noise. Your purification helped you understand what's in front of you and how much you have to exert to get to the next level. Okay, cool, now do it. And if you really want to go crazy and do your 20-foot jump, go ahead and do it. We're going to catch you. You just need to move from where you are right now. So go after what you want, but still remember the laws. It still needs to be lawful. Don't forget, like when you start getting the abundances that you're looking for, it still must be lawful, but that doesn't mean that you just need to stay in the shadows. Because what, you're aligned and you don't want to ruin your alignment? The fuck? Then there's no virtue in that. There's nothing coming up against you to test it. Are you truly who you say you are? Are your structures strong enough? Is that vessel ready to go out in the ocean? It needs to be tested. And the only way it's going to be tested is if you walk forward and move it there. So go ahead and do it. If you're sitting in the cave but have the burn to move, I built Objective You for you. This isn't coaching. This is filtration. Your doctrine is ready, but you're waiting for permission. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for permission. You are not a civilian man anymore. The doctrine that you've been following works. It is time to now execute on it. Do not be scared to move. There is no virtue in staying still in alignment. You are just going to be a passive bum. And then you're going to make what? You're going to make videos on YouTube to tell people to do namaste so they can find their alignment? And then you're just going to perpetuate the same bullshit that's going on? And now the narrative of the masculine man continues within the immature masculine's favor? And the divine man goes to the wayside because all of the aligned men that are masculine sit in place? So then you're not really executing on that final step within the laws, your gender. You are a masculine man. You are meant to have structure and you are meant to have frame over abundance. The only way you get that is if you have structure. The only way you get the abundance in the first place is if you move. So stop asking for permission. This is not your time to sit and say, should I move now? Should I go now? Once you feel your nervous system sit in neutrality, and all that is every external feeling that could possibly come to you comes, but it doesn't rattle your insides. You don't feel that shit in your stomach. You don't have that gut feeling, that pain to say like, fuck, this is happening again, or this is happening in my life. You just stay neutral. It doesn't change or shift your emotions. You don't go up or down. You're indifferent. Okay, cool. That happened. Great. That happened. Great. Cool. Been ready for this. Once you get to that position, now you are ready. And you have to acknowledge that quickly. Find it and go. Find it, go. Find it, go. Find it, go. Start to implement whatever business model you want into the world by living in law and following that same model. You have to give your timeline energy. Have to give it life. And life will then come with force behind you to prove you correct. Don't get lawful living mistaken. Do not sit in the shadows. Living in your law And because then what do? You then show your bloodline that yes, you are able to get into alignment when you follow what you know you should be doing, but you're passive about it. And this is where you see the good fathers, they're good, right? They speak good things, but they don't act upon it. They don't fight for what they want. They bow down to the civilian style, the civilian system. They still copy their neighbor. This is time for you to wake up and copy yourself and move towards your timeline. You know your system works and you've already walked through collapse. So it's like, okay, cool. Great, let's go. What am I waiting for? Why are you still holding onto your sword sheathed? Take it out. You were forged in fire. You went through hell and hot water to get here. Why are you holding your fire and your sword within a fucking container? Are you scared? That is what purification brought out of you, your fear. So take the shit out and just start executing, start doing, start operating like a man in law would and does, because you are one. If you've gone through the purification and you've gotten to that point where you understand, okay, cool, I'm neutral and I've severed all fucking ties to my current timeline. And now the only thing is to walk towards the next one, make the fucking journey forward. Don't ask questions, don't look for influence, because there's no need. The only influence you need is your own. The map is your doctrine. Okay, cool, did I follow all of these things? Great. Am I still following all these things? Great. Am I in neutral space and I have structure forged in law? Okay, great. Now here's my business plan and I'm going to execute it as a man in law will, because once you understand that the realm is with you by having all of those laws in stack inside of your life, now it's like, okay, cool. Now charge them and move. They can't operate if you don't give it something to operate upon, which is that journey. So move forward. Law doesn't give you confirmations. It gives you clearance. So once you live in law, once you sit here, you're here in law. Now it's like, okay, cool. Law's not gonna be like, yep, buddy, it's time to go. No, law is like, here's your timeline in front of you. There it is, you want it? Like, I can't do it for you. I can't move it for you. And that's where you have to get it into your brain that the doctrine of law is not about, oh, God's gonna bring it to you. We've already gotten rid of that ideology. No one's coming to save you. So if no one's coming to save you, then that means that you're the only one in control here. So that means everything that you're looking to have must be done by you. The business, going to get the relationship, going to the new timeline, moving if that's what you need, whatever the clearance that you got from law, how you get through and continue to the next place or whatever the hell you set out when you took on the doctrine of law is the movement. That's the only thing you're missing. And some of you are so good at getting through the purification process. You've been so well positioned and so well like in your stillness that feels so good to know that finally I've been able to conquer something without moving and just enduring, that now that I have to actually move, I don't feel like it. It might have brought laziness to you, because now you're following a routine where all you have to do is bun some sage, hold some crystals, meditate out your door and say, Om. What? Like, you might have got lost in the sauce, bro. So like, wake up, because you can't have zero rhythm or zero movement. It goes against the law. It literally does. You're not necessarily going against your entire law because your ritual takes movement, and so you're still vibrating at a certain frequency, but to get the material piece of that timeline that you're looking to get. Because don't act like you don't want it. You just don't place heavy dependency on it, but you want it. That's why you want the other timeline. It's better than this one. So don't act like you don't have to move towards it. You're not being oppressed. You're being observed. And the reason nothing's happening is because you're still praying instead of posting, still scripting instead of striking. You have to move. Join Objective U, or keep watching from the outside while men with less clarity than you pass you by. You've done the rituals. You've sat in silence. Now the field observes to see if you'll move. Consider yourself warned.